development. Now, Eeefy is a writer, a motivational speaker. She's a model, and she's based in the United States. But it's in Nigeria right now, on the mission for the youth. Hello. How are you, Princess? You look beautiful. Thank you so much. And I can say the same for you. You look very beautiful. Very beautiful. Your type to be Nigerian and African. You have to be. That's the foundation. Yes, indeed. You have to decide to be a Nigerian. You know, it's who you are. It is who you are. It doesn't matter where you go, where you naturalize. You are a Nigerian. I am who I am because I'm a Nigerian. So I'm proud to be a Nigerian. Even with all the problems, all the challenges, there are challenges everywhere. But we must learn to deal with them accordingly. We must learn to survive in every bad situation. I've learned to look at it this way because I came from a lot of struggle. So I'm not coming from imagination or from some book I read, or anything by some great writer. No, I came from experiences and they teach you. I've learned that when you're going through struggles, you must try to fight. You must try to rise above it. You must try to take control of that problem. Sometimes they overpower you, they're beyond your control, and that's where you seek help of people able and willing to help you. But you cannot dwell in the problem. The problem is wallowing in the problem. The problem is not the problem itself, but your attitude towards the problem. I think in Nigeria, and I see the negativity, the influx of negative energy, and I believe it must be exposed for us to flourish in this society, or for the Nigerian youth to flourish. Because the older generation, I don't even talk about them. They are so stuck in their ways. They have the way they do their own things. They don't really care much about the future. But we, the youth, have to care about the future. And we must find a way to survive. Also, there's unemployment because we have bad government. We have, leaders that lack the two dynamics of leadership. Leaders are all about self-aggrandizement and, materialism. They don't really care about leadership because leadership is not about self. It's about service, serving the people. It's about, development. It's about nurturing creativity. Yes, it's about construction, building. But we don't have such leaders, because if we do have them, we have industry. Okay, just before you go ahead, what exactly is your mission in Nigeria? What do you hope to achieve? You obviously have told us right now why you're so concerned, but what exactly is your mission and how can you intend to achieve it? Okay, I'm running a youth organization called Patriotic Movement, and we have set out to raise change vanguards in Nigerian youth. It's impossible to change your environment if you haven't changed your attitude. And I think that, change starts from self-discovery and changing one's attitude. Because I went through that myself. The only time in my life where I complained all the time about my scars, about my failure, about rejection, about every evil thing you can ever think of that I've experienced. Because I one day I said to myself, how long will I go on complaining? Yeah, it's impressive when you're going through struggles. Complaining is like normal, natural. But how long are you going to go on complaining? You must do something about it, Eeefy. What must you do? Now I started discovering myself. Because that's the first step to success, is self-discovery. And that means discovering your strength and your weakness. What can I do? Now, God instilled greatness in everyone. We must work hard to rekindle that greatness within us. We must not dwell on our weakness or on our failure, but capitalize on our strength. And even in the failure and the challenges, keep the treasure concealed, because there's a treasure concealed in every challenge and every failure. So I thought to myself, what can I do to better myself? What is it that I know how to do that I can develop it? Then I started writing this. But how did that happen? I changed my attitude. I started looking at life in a positive light. Because positivity can only generate positivity. So I started looking at life that way. And people say, Eeefy, I like the way you talk. I like the way you perceive life. How about being a motivational speaker? How about writing inspirational books? I thought, yeah, right. I know to write, but you can just write the way you talk. I started practicing that and developing myself. And then I started making sense, right? I said, to do that, I have to change my lifestyle. I have to stop partying. I had to stop all the friends that I thought to my partners in Beverly Hills and started working on myself, and then I wrote 4 books. 4 books? Yes, I have one book store in America, which is the one I'm trying to, my mom is trying to change it to publish in Africa because the pictures that I use, are very Western style. So now I'm in Africa, I have to do the African princess. So I'm changing the pictures if I release that one, but the other 3 are not released yet. And then I started doing other things like the jewelry I'm wearing. I design it. The clothes. I just set myself busy doing things. Now, unemployment. I tell my younger ones, because I have younger ones that, graduates but no employment, no job. I say, listen, there is no job, but how about volunteer work? Go volunteer a service somewhere. It would actually help build your CV. It will help you with your skills. You acquire new skills. You meet new people. Open new doors. You understand? There are so many things you can achieve just by volunteering your service. And then you don't have time for fun. You're busy developing yourself working, which is something that's supposed to be constant. You must constantly grow. And you cannot do that sitting down and whining and indulging and crying and all the silliness that would only compound your problems, and destroy you. That's self-destruction when you indulge in negativity. Okay. So to avoid that, it's better to volunteer yourself in somewhere. Keep yourself busy. Okay, you've talked so much about the experiences you've had, and those experiences is part of what has determined the woman that you have become today. Tell me about briefly some of those experiences. Okay, when I was a little girl, I can't talk much about it. It's a little sensitive. But when I was a little girl, I was young. I was set on fire. I suffered the ignorance of tradition. I was afflicted. Like how the kids in Calabar. Oh, yeah, we tell your mommy what are you doing? All that nonsense, But anyway, I grew up with half of my body burned, and then I faced a little bit of rejection. Condemnation. Oh, your mommy was you're not normal. Oh, look at who she was. She's mommy was she's not real. And all this stuff. So I think I was rejection and condemnation. And I thought that I was not normal because I was told that I was not normal. And I thought it was a very negative thing. So throughout my life, I always wanted to be like every other girl. I wanted to be normal. It doesn't even matter how much I try. I could never be normal and always easy. The way I just make you who you are, who you need, and different. I have to accept that. And the moment I accepted that, listen, Eeefy, this is who you are. You're always going to walk the way you walk. You're always going to drive. You're always going to cry and stick out your body this way, that way. You're always going to talk the way you talk. You're choosing accent the way you sound American, the way you sound English. You're always going to be this person. You must love it. And when you love who you are and appreciate yourself, trust me, it will reflect in your disposition. Your outward projection is a reflection of your inner feelings. When you do that, people will learn to coexist. They will learn to appreciate you because you're consistent. You see that, okay, this is my faith. She's always like this. She walks like this all the time. She talks like this all the time. She dresses like this all the time. She's always excited about life. This is easy. So I say people must learn to coexist. You must learn to appreciate all the people. We can't all be the same. It's impossible for us to be the same because our destinies are different. I think the way I live and the way I act is in alignment with my destiny. I think that's why I can go out there and be a motivational speaker. I don't really care about people's rejection. I don't reject it even now. Even with my project, the civic movement, I've met government officials who say, you think you can save the country? You want to save the country? Listen, you're too beautiful to be running around trying to take change. I get married and make babies. And I said, yes, darling, I understand everything you say, but I think as a woman, it's my responsibility to take care of the children. Would I have mine or not? I am a woman. I am the face of the universe. I hold the position of authority. It is my responsibility to heal the nation. And also as a Nigerian youth, it is my responsibility to heal the nation. And whatever I can do, I will do. And I preach the same to every youth that I meet. You must try to do something. You must take self-criticism. You must try to heal the nation. No one will do it for us but us.
All right. Right now, Eeefy, let's look at the state of the nation. Now, the country is faced with so many challenges. We're faced with terrorism. This is something that everyone agrees is alien to our culture, is alien to who we are. Killing and bombing each other and destroying property. There is no unity. Everyone says that is not who we are. But here we are faced with it. There's joblessness. Young people are frustrated. Young people are being are practically forced, to to find other means, to go into a life of crime. And our young ladies are willing to sell their body for anything. And so these are the challenges we're facing. And probably thinking, young people are sitting there and saying, okay, maybe she had it all now. Oh, no. What is the hope for Nigerian youth that are faced with so many challenges and have no idea the environment is not conducive to do business? Not at all. So how do they our problems are here. But the hope is here. It starts with you. It starts with your own attitude. It starts with you and projecting society. You cannot go out there and try to change them and try to change them. You change you and then you affect the environment. And that's what I'm doing. I think that's what everyone should do. First of all, we have a problem of patriotism. I just keep going back to that. We don't live in unity and peace. You cannot have peace in the nation. You cannot have a healthy nation without patriotism, peace, and unity. We must learn to coexist. We've been amalgamated already, but we cannot coexist because we hate ourselves. You can't love someone else unless you love yourself. We must strive to live in unity. It takes a collective effort to resolve a national challenge. It's impossible for even the government to do it alone. Who are the government? They are the people. We are actually the government that we condemn. It is our attitude. The principles that you stand by as a person is the same principle that you would employ in your government when you become a leader. So if you think your attitude for the positive, if you try to understand about your environment, if you try to love people and think about taking care of each other, when you are a leader, you would employ the same principle. You would know to serve the people. You would know to build industries or enable the environment for private sectors to build the industries. Now, the problem of labor alone makes it impossible for an industry to flourish because we live 24-hour lives, right? You live 24 hours to work on your machines and all of that. So if you have an industry that provides employment and you can't sustain the industry, they fall apart. So how do we now begin to change this government? They are so set in their ways. We can only go back and change our little ones, change their attitude because they are so flexible in their thinking. You can impact them with this knowledge, and as they grow with that, and then we'll have a better nation. Now it's impossible to change Nigerian government. It's impossible to change the older generation. It's almost impossible to even change the attitude of the university students. So you have to go to the little ones. The kindergarten, the 3-year-olds, the 5 and 7-year-olds, they are still flexible in their thinking. They are not so eager to be governors and ministers tomorrow because they want quick money, instant gratification. Yeah, the reason why we have all these problems is that we have leaders that are into instant gratification. They want money right now. They don't want to build things. They don't want to cultivate and nurture and build. That's why there is no development in the nation. And you cannot have a rich or healthy nation without the construction, without the development, without the building. You can't have that. So we don't have that. You understand? We don't. We have everybody that wants to make money right now. Give me the money, let's go. We don't even want to work for it. We need to teach our little ones to work for what they want. You want it, go work for it. People are rejected sometimes, but listen, let me say something about rejection. It doesn't mean you're worthless as a person. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means that who you are does not resonate with that person's understanding. What you stand for and what you do, they can't understand. It's not in alignment with their journey. That's all. I get rejected, but I'm persistent. I keep pushing. And I say that to everybody, keep pushing. Someday, somebody will accept, not for you, harness your talent to season. Okay. Now, you've talked about patriotism over and over again, and you seem to believe that the children are the best, just a place to start from and our only hope. So how exactly do you intend to bring the kids? What is the message to them? How do you want to reach them? What will be the process, to make patriotism that word to find a group in their hearts, in their minds, and in their thinking?
Well, I have programs, there are seminars that I would take face to face. But I'm trying to partner with National Education Agency, because, of course, in addition being an education agency and in alignment with what I do. Michael Murray, who's the director, is very disciplined, and I know he can guide me accordingly because I need that guidance. You can only pursue these great ideas and bring those things, but you need help. Right? You can't do it alone. No one is an island, is not just a master, but a real factor is on yourself. So I need his help, and I'm hoping I have a meeting with him today. I'm hoping that he decides, okay, you see, let's go. And my program
is working, and it's convinced.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to do that. I'm going to finish and take control. And my program, because as a motivational speaker, I work with emotions and psychology. So my program has got to do with that. I work with images and, iconic messages that people can absorb. Because when you see something all the time and you hear it all the time, your state will absorb it and constantly influence your lifestyle. You understand? So I hope to use that method. I can't do what I don't know. I can only do what I know. Okay. So and I hope that National Education Agency makes that happen for me. So I can reach all the Nigerian youth, all the children, because I can't do it alone. You understand? You probably would also need to partner with teachers and school proprietors and schools. So what plans do you have in that regard? Well, I have this group of youth I'm working with. There were presidents in their, school, so they know how to get around the system. Okay. Yeah, they are going to do the stuff, and if you can do the talking. We're going to be talking because those kids are actually very brilliant. I've heard that Nigerian youth are very lazy and not talented. I don't agree too. It's a lie. There are very talented kids out there who just need a platform. They just need a helping hand. So if only the older ones and our leaders and the authorities and the people with the power can give us the opportunity, we can prove ourselves. We can help ourselves and help everyone else around us. This is technically you're talking to a youth, and I completely buy into what you're saying. I completely agree that the mentality of Nigerians, especially the youth and the young one, is got to change. There is no way that something instant gratification can last. And it only goes the way it comes. So people have got to learn to love for something so they can, give their all. So I want to thank you very, very much for finding time to join me this morning. And I have been talking with Eeefy. She's a motivational speaker, author, model, and fashion designer. And I'm sure you can see all of that by just looking at her. You can see you can see all of that, and Eeefy is out to make sure that the average Nigerian youth in every child understands that the things that we all need, that from us, from living, from each and every person. And our topic of discussion is being change orientation, rekindling patriotism among Nigerian youth. Again, thank you so much, Eeefy, for coming. Thank you, darling. Thank you.